You might remember a little earlier this year, we reported on the restoration of a Second World War plane called the Mosquito.
Made out of wood, it was one of the fastest aircrafts in the world. It hasn't been built in the UK for 70 years.
Watching our report that day was the Princess Royal. She went along to see for herself how the project is getting on, as Tim Muffet reports.
In 22 months, the fastest aircraft in the world has emerged from blueprint and scale model to frontline operations.
It was nicknamed the Wooden Wonder.
Mosquitoes of RAF Coastal Command on the way to attack enemy shipping tucked away in a Norwegian fjord.
It's such a wonderful aircraft.
Here are pictures to carry in your mind's eye when next you hear of our Mosquitoes having been in action.
George Dunn is 101 years old. Of the many aircraft he flew in the Second World War, his favourite was the Mosquito.
Beautiful. Speed, height, got everything.
George has come to Rye in East Sussex to support a very special project and to meet a very special person.
It shows how much she's interested in this particular project.
In February, we reported on the People's Mosquito, a charity run by volunteers that hopes to build a mosquito in the UK for the first time in 70 years.
That's good, look at that. We should have one of these flying, and for me to be doing it is a real privilege. We have to source timber, we've got to learn to read drawings. It's a big learning curve.
It seems our report received royal attention.
The Princess Royal is very interested in our UK heritage, of course, and also as well, she's very much interested in UK and British engineering, and also not only our heritage but also for the future. I believe that her interest in our charity, the People's Mosquito, was sparked back in the early part of this year when the original film went out on BBC Breakfast.
So this is a sample.
Our charity has 3 pillars: to fly, to educate, to remember. And we're doing it for George. We're also doing it for future generations, not only from a heritage point of view, but also a British engineering point of view as well. Very pleased to introduce you to Flight Lieutenant George Dunn.
Very good to see you here. But were they difficult to fly? Were they different from the other things? No.
The only slight snag with a Mosquito, it would tend to swing on takeoff.
This is your story?
That's my story, yes.
Very good of you to do this. It's very important.
Well, I hope you enjoy reading it.
I will indeed.
The volunteers are following original technical drawings found in an old filing cabinet at the Airbus factory in Broughton in North Wales, where Mosquitoes were once built.
Well, the original BBC Breakfast programme that went out to air earlier this year, which I think you may have seen, sort of thing. So we're pleased to invite back the same film crew to cover today for you.
What do you make of this project?
The skills sets you have to find to do this compared to what was already going on here is pretty impressive, as I was saying. A lot of boat building techniques here and the sort of old skills. And they've been doing that for quite a long time. Very sensible use of materials.
To meet a veteran such as George as well, it's incredible, isn't it?
He's fortunately, he's got a record of his experience, which is a real relief. He's taken the trouble to put it on paper because it makes such a difference. Not everybody does. But yes, I'm afraid that memory is going to go all too soon. So.
Have a good rest of your day.
She's a lovely lady, she's hard-working, and it was a pleasure and an honour to meet her.
The volunteers hope to get the Mosquito airborne by 2027, but face a huge fundraising challenge.
I'd love to be there when it takes off. Yeah, I wish it could be sooner because I'm 101 now. It'll be a lucky pilot that gets that job.
I think you should throw your hat in the ring, George.
Tim Muffet, BBC News.